National Food Suppliers Association of Ghana edi atudwa se o mate se mampanyi edi sika bi amaso ye hwe ngumesua so mo fa so mo kana no enu nti ansa na benada bedru no mo hwe nim se exka no omunsa ebetimi aka.
Bank of Ghana so di atudwa se wona wo montumi krata nanso odi dollar hodwa no obehwe etu won so sa.
Winning same be ka ho eni nkomodie na enwumre ye de ba besom se no ndurim kasebo. Abna bayi nya no nimidi mene
David Ofori Safo
afe ye share yensem no ase Mampanya be de His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Wotu Franka ama NPP amanyuko no akasa edensem bi atudwa na ne okan ye ene se oman Ghana wo hwe mpempenso aye duna ye betimi ababaye pharmaceutical hub na chese ebibrema toye fam ha no ye beye enuro dodo se de be ya ma hodo no ebeba betu akoton.
Community pharmacy practice should be made a primary healthcare center. We want it to be captured as one of the primary healthcare centers in this country, including being accepted by the National Health Insurance to make the needed interventions and being paid for those interventions, especially when it comes to treatment of ailment of common occurrence. Another area of interest is recruitment into the public sector. When we talk about manufacturing, we always assume it's only the industrial one, the big ones. But a number of pharmacists are willing to go into what we call the small-scale manufacturing, and some have already gone into it. Products like antacids, syrups, dermatological preparations like creams and ointment, our pharmacists can do it, and we are pleading with you to support them.
Pharmacies being designated as community health centers. This is a brilliant idea. For me, it will reduce the cost to us, because a lot of simple things can be dealt with at the pharmacy levels, and therefore you may not need to build so many facilities across if you already have these community pharmacies. The good thing about the pharmaceutical industry is that the demand for the products is there. 70% of our needs are imported, so the demand is there. So funding this is not something that you're going to fund and then you are losing money, because there is a demand for the product. I'm very supportive, whether it's through EXIM or another vehicle. I think if once we have made the decision, and it will come in my manifesto, by the way, that we are going to make Ghana a pharmaceutical hub, but you cannot do it without funding. So for me, I believe that once we have made the decision, which I've made, that we are going to make Ghana a hub for manufacturing in this sub-region, then you have to support it with the financial resources. And I think the gain from that would be huge for Ghana. And I think we should do it because we have a comparative advantage.
Na ye company ono na etu franka ade ama endisa manyuku no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama openika si da tudwa achese se my Ghana isika sembidane na so a na wo se kuayo itimi hwe ni yipa enti se nyame ya na dom na obeyema mpani ewo mamu a obomodin anse kuayo adwuma no ebeya kono na Ghana mamuru do na enso de ho ahyemu.
Enkane Ghana mampanyine John Dramani Mahama kasa de atudwa asese Ghana for mind this akonya biemu a obehwe hunu se kwaye ho nsam de wode nhyehyɛ pa ebegu apono so na ya akono se nkyena mafrefre mabunu mabunu so ede won ho ahyemu ani mfudie nso munam na moa yenkua ne nyina no obehu sisa enkane na nkede se kan to obo so sia no etwesere oba ode nyina befa abefo kwan so na wabiebie farmer service centers a bema kuafo ntete abefo kwan fa so yekua na abom kwayo no eni adane na ya akono de mabunu.
As a farmer myself, I strongly identify agriculture as a major backbone to the Ghanaian economy. Agriculture in all its forms, from crops, crop farming, fishing, animal rearing, etc., continues to be an avenue for employment amongst the young people of our country. As part of our job creation strategy in the agricultural sector, we will strategically diversify the agricultural landscape and tap into new market opportunities. We intend to make agriculture sexy and cool. We're going to move away from the hoe and cutlass agriculture. We will create farmer service centers So young agricultural entrepreneurs who want to go into farming will receive all the services they need from the Farmer Service Center. While they are receiving those services, we'll teach them to use the equipment themselves. As I stand here, I can drive a tractor, I can plow my own field, and we will teach the young people to be able to do it. And we'll teach you all the agric extension knowledge that you need so that you can create a good income for yourself.
National Food Suppliers Association of Ghana Ediatuja se omenya nenteye se aban edisika 150 million Ghana cedis ama so ye hwe ngumesuan so se omfa so omoka no ano edunti mpanyufo akasa achemu se ansa na ebnada April bosmede etoso enkunu bedu no omo hwe anim se sika no monsa ebeka.
National Food Suppliers Association the crata about one say aban the car, and so on the 14th yensan kan yesika ye ma ban 14 days say yensan kan yesika ye the demonstration basis so na 14 days na ye kan no e basic on the 9th of April 2024 a Tuesday ebe and na 14 days na basic na 14 days na si ye Saturday another days account until on the 22nd and I say ye the picket na basis so na ye throw letter ma police na police so agi date atum but the woman say ya tete e won framamu say aban releasing 150 million at the Ministry of Education say on farmer buffer stock don't venture suppliers ka e ni jesem ama suppliers kra ebo ato mu yem kakra onim say your political season be beer to me see mate and am nim say the mate no so ye no crese ye discana ma education ministry ye hwe ni ma say education ministry be transmit sika no e the ama buffer stock ye schedule date here Tuesday nti enaya akosi kwata Thursday de yes members nyina etimi omoka e bi esisi da ye tete ye release say the ama ebedru ye say the percentage bi akotia we ye de bi akohye ha ye akogi no ye de bi tuaka misrawo ye so no ye wo nyama bebre de ye esika ye e wo say etua ye ho ka e wo say etua creditors ka e wo say yankasa ye nya bi di say ye ho yade e say nya bi sa de hye free teachers no mu na emugina nti say sika no aban yankasa hyeda say yemfa ma suppliers na suppliers emfa hye omedwuma mu biom say ambedu a na che say demonstration ni picket na ekoso ano no ye hye no eda so da ni kwemu pepepe because Tuesday ebe in ebesi Tuesday Wednesday Thursday there was say ensaka yesika say ensaka yesika na we will start summoning your members across all the regions say see atika na my me gidie no 50-50 until say sika na be do bottom na metimi afro say menua agidie no 80% and 50% say see there makoma na hihim because education minister anangasa jitu mu say otu ABCB nti bia pressure bia aba commodity exchange na wasati sika na kakra e dey kokko ebe ha adwen kakra eno de be no sika na ba de oma yensanka na yentu yeso yemfanya de wo say ye de
Yeko Bank of Ghana aseye Bank of Ghana de atudwa chese ebinum enam bank adwuma no so ebo Ghana de hyebi ekrono wo mo bo ebimu apopa nti efisa break o mne bambo ku adwuma hodo no ebe kabom na safo no wotu on so esa.
So fraud of any type is a big problem for us in the banks, particularly as bankers and also for our customers. As we are moving a significant portion or volumes of our operations to digital platforms, confidence is important and trust in the system is also very important. Where you have a situation where fraudsters have a free day and there is no clear-cut thresholds on where responsibilities end and begin, you have the terrain that is left to the fraudsters, and that is why a meeting such as this is critical and it's very important for us as banks, and I'm sure for all the players within that digital financial services arena. We do not want to have even one fraud, because one fraud is one too many. And we want a situation where if fraud occurs, there is a clear-cut mechanism for following up through to getting the fraudster apprehended. Hopefully, we should be able to come out of a more clear-cut requirement on how, when these frauds happen, what as users of these platforms, what is available to us, what we can do, so that we can transact safely and securely.
COCLAB ikua the law enforcement agencies nibi any bank institutions no ye nyina ye kabom se na be ya ebetimi ehia na da ne da nyina ya to adwen na ye hu ebi ase fraud na se basebasa ya ewo banking system no ni a ekoso ni a ye di ne ehu ekwan ya be fa so a ebetimi esi ano nti se ehia mu se ya aya na eboaye ma yetimi di nkita ho na yetimi hu se ebi a ye fa kwan we so ana ye fa kwan we so a ebeboaye na yetimi abo ye customers no eho ban fraud de sebe ekoso baby ya enema bi ho a wontimi nkyire nipa adwen but yen de ne ehia ne se bibia emwa bank no ekwan bia so no yebesi ho kwan impo se fraud na ye ba ko pekura ehia yen because eno asunsun so betimi ama ebi obi wo baby kura on pese ode ne ho ana se ni sika kura beto bank inti se ba ko kura ehia yen emienu ehia yen nti yen de ane se fraud bia yebehu bia no ehwehwem na yehwe kwan ya ebefa so a ebia yebeden yebesi ano kwan
Ukonkro bi etese sekendi Kofodua Volta eni Kumasia efri COVID mra Court of Appeal ewo honom ekwo ahomegye mu no ebesi ne omo emaye na so se otemuafo panyi Gertrude Esaba Sakito Konu ede atudwa se enche bia sa Court of Appeals ni nyina ebesan aba beye adwuma na boa ama atentene ne akoso yi.
The thing I would like to report to you is that we are reopening the Court of Appeal sitting around the country. Now, when you go to the circuit court and any ruling or order is given and you want to appeal against it, if it's a civil matter or non-criminal matter, you will appeal to the High Court. If it's to the Court of Appeal, I'm sorry. If it's a criminal matter, you will appeal to the High Court. When you go to the High Court, you will appeal to the Court of Appeal. And if you go to the Court of Appeal, you will appeal to the, if you go to the Court of Appeal, you will appeal to the Supreme Court. So when you have a circuit court in a place like, let's say, Afram Place, the circuit court is in a town in the Afram Place, circuit court in Kopo, circuit court in Denu, circuit court in Nzema, Axim. A ruling and order is given and they need to appeal. If the Court of Appeal is only in Accra, you cannot be given access to justice. You cannot be given access to justice. And this is the reason why the Court of Appeal was started sitting around the country. In this particular case, as soon as the case was filed, the Attorney General filed his response. He filed his affidavit in opposition. So the case was ripe for hearing. We were going to go on Easter break, and the Attorney General wrote and said, this is a matter of governance. So could the court issue hearing notice for the case to be heard? And the court was going to sit on the Wednesday. And so hearing notices were issued so that the applicant who filed the case himself and who should be interested in his case himself will come to court. And all the different, the two other respondents will also come to court. So the bailiff went and sent all of them with hearing notices. And when the court sat on that Wednesday, it formed part of our list. Because hearing notices have been
na yɛkɔ church pani edema manyukwa efreno National Democratic Party NDP Alhaji Muhammad Efrempon opani kesi de atudwa chese efri 1992 behi sabre no Ghana for ya toaba de ama NDC ene MPP saa na so bi o man ni gina ehwa ni gina che obesese afi 2024 die Ghana for ensesam na ye toaba ema NDP no monfa amamuo papa emre o man Ghana.
National Democratic Party etwanitia from NDP reference entwerefo nhyiamu wontiri mopo woni sodi hunu no wonsusu ya se Ghana foto abade mo afimpi no eni adunu na abato mu a de be adwuma no wodanedi dwumade ase no na chorchorofo de maikoi Alhaji Muhammad Efrempon ne kyeremu se Ghana mamra kyerim se manyoko dodo na no etimi gina epre Ghana bedwa ne sai sunti MPP ne NDC abiribia no mo na Ghana bedwa wo defu sane wo so braso se Ghana fo eyi wona kwa na woto abade ma NDP na mpuntu a Ghana hwani mu no wo boama yensa etumika
ya mamuo no abato brebia mu no enkomo ayedie no emfa ye nko bohye bre ewo abato no echi na National Democratic Party yanya de gina ho ma democracy kabi mami kabi amamuo enti so hwe ya ye kan se nia democracy etie eni se a government of the people by the people for the people. Enti yanti mamufoi ena amamuo no eye yedea ya mamra no so hyese at least yama yesika sam ene important administrative and financial machinery no yen decentralize na ma obia yeden ateki part in decision making process eno no ehe ne faaye a eyiraye yanhwe ya amamuo no ayebuo no na akwakoye ne abrofo friend oligarchs na chese yes a government of the people for the people by the people mom na mom ye wie ya na nkrofo kakra bi na chese omo edi bibia emo enti NDP ya kasama oman mu nyina say yenso as a matter of fact protocol we are the primary organ of government ye mu na mrase bejum for efi ye yanso so ene ma president eba. And we are the primary arm of government. All the others are derivatives. And it was said ye di jumason na niama enkosi yino. Edini yima yina.
Ye jina hani adan ye ho abasisi ya yeba ne ye de nkomotwetwe no atwa so na wo share scholarships ahodo aban e de ma adesuafo a ka scholarship de ye wo de ma nkwada a omunimo de na mum omachi eni bi na so nya nte yese na nsen scholarship no akoye te se protocol who you know woni bia ye nso wani mu kura e ho nsem no ne ye kwaba e de ho nkomo